Hey, what's up, you guys? It's Mandy with My Trainer Mandy, your holistic lifestyle fitness and nutrition coach. I'm super excited to chat with you guys today, so I'm going to give all of you a little bit of time to jump on because I know this was a little bit last minute where I decided I was going to do a live Facebook video. The reason is I have some plans tonight with my mom, so I'm not going to be able to do a live video, and I was choosing to go ahead and share something really amazing with you guys today. We're going to be talking about the dangers of drinking soda. Honestly, it is so common nowadays in America, and unfortunately, it's really like the accepted poisoning of human beings. How sad is that? We're going to talk more about it and why soda, is literally poisoning your body. So feel free to go ahead and share this video if it resonates with you, because as we know, people drink soda all the time. It's very common, especially children and things like that. And everyone can benefit from learning the information that I'm about to share here in this video. I'm going to drop some truth bombs for you guys. So feel free to go ahead and share this video if it resonates with you. Also, if you're tuning in, comment below and say hi. I can see that I have some viewers. Just do me a favor, comment, say hi below so that I know who all's tuning in. And then, of course, if you have any questions, you can always comment below as well. And feel free to send me a private Facebook message too. So, once again, I see that I have viewers, but I don't see who's all on here. Hey, what's up, Christy Sparkman? I just saw your profile picture go by. Unfortunately, I'm trusting that I have a good connection right now. Hey, what's up, Jamie? How are you? Yeah, we're going to talk about the dangers of drinking soda. And like I said, guys, if it resonates with you, whether you're catching the live video right now or you're watching the replay, please do me a favor and share this video to your timeline. Hey, what's up, Jen Marie? Hey, what's up, Christy? How are y'all doing today? Happy Thursday as well. So once again, the dangers of drinking soda. And if you have any questions or comments or anything like that, feel free to post them below this video. But we're going to talk about it. We're going to talk about how it literally is like the accepted poisoning of humans. It's really sad. So I'm choosing to drop some truth bombs, share some knowledge with you guys about why it's so bad, right? Like most people hear about like how much sugar it contains and how it's bad for your body, but like let's really break it down and talk about what it actually does in your body. It's pretty shocking, if you will. Thanks for sharing the video, Jen. I appreciate you, beauty. So first, a little bit about me. My name is Mandy Fonville. I'm a holistic lifestyle fitness and nutrition coach. I support people in transforming their lives. I support them in, changing their diet, changing their lifestyle, changing their mindset, realizing that they are amazing. They have the power to transform their lives, and that at any given moment in time, you literally can make a decision to do something differently. So it doesn't matter if it's something that's been going on in your life for years and years and years, or even essentially since you were young, etc. You always have the power to transform your life. So that's what I'm really passionate about doing, literally. I love it so much, and I'm super blessed. I'm super blessed to be a blessing to other people. So I'm 36 years young, and I am from Bryan College Station, Texas. I actually have been a personal trainer since 2005, and I also am a yoga instructor. And I have a certification in advanced food healing. So as you can see, my life really revolves a lot around supporting people in changing their lifestyle when it really comes to like nutrition and fitness and mindset. And, obviously like yoga is amazing. It's really, really good for, just calming your mind, getting some activity and stuff in, especially if you're able to do it outdoors. So yoga is really phenomenal. If you've never tried yoga, give that a shot. Hey, Crystal Lynn, thanks for tuning in, sister. And then also too, I took antidepressants for 16 years. Like that's a really long time for someone to be taking pharmaceutical toxic drugs. And unfortunately, there's so many people too that are in that same boat. Doesn't matter if it's antidepressants or not. I mean, pharmaceutical drugs, literally, they are toxic. So they challenge our body. They're synthetic. They're man-made. Our bodies do not recognize this medication. It honestly does do damage to our organs. Thankfully, that damage can be reversed, kind of depending on where you're at. But changing your lifestyle would really be important. And just realizing, too, that you do not necessarily require this medication in order to be healthy, that there really is something else going on at a deeper level, right? So it's like, let's get to the root of the problem. Let's figure out what's going on with you. Let's fix your hindered digestion. Let's fix your shitty thinking. If your life sucks, then figure out what you get to do to turn your life around and to be happy in your life. But there's a lot of components that go with it, and that's why it's called holistic health or holistic lifestyle. Because it is holistic, meaning that there's a whole approach to it. It's not just, rooted in one thing. So, some people know, some people are completely unaware of it, but most of the time nowadays when people are experiencing symptoms, they go to their Western medical doctor. And the doctor simply just gets out the prescription pad and writes them a prescription for some pill, right? And they start taking that pill, and chances are they're going to start having some side effects to that actual medication. And then they're going to go back to the doctor, and then the doctor is going to say, okay, well, and then the doctor is going to literally give them another pill. So once again, they're just going to be continuously on, like a cycle of chasing their tail, putting man-made synthetic chemicals and stuff into their body that our bodies do not recognize down to a DNA level. And they're going to not be feeling very well, and they're going to have side effects from that medication. So if you've ever heard like the commercials on TV and you wait till the very end and they're listing like all of these side effects, wow. Like I wish that at some point in my life that I would have been, more knowledgeable about these things, and that I wouldn't have just taken antidepressants for 16 years, and I wouldn't have listened to, the psychiatrists and things like that telling me like, you require this medication, because your brain chemicals are off balance. I apologize. That's my mom's dog chewing on her toy. That's another reason why I don't usually do these live Facebook videos in the middle of the day, because when my mom's here, she can actually take care of the animals. So, anyhow, I'm choosing to make it fun and easy, but unfortunately, people are just unaware of the dangers of these medications. And like I said, I didn't know. I wasn't aware. And I was literally trusting what the doctors were telling me, that it was because I had a chemical imbalance in my brain and that I required this medication to balance out the chemicals. And, it's sad. It's almost like the fear factor. Like they instill all this stuff into you and you really feel like there's no other option. So I get it. And there's no judgment at all. If you've been through that, or potentially if you are on medications, it's literally not me sitting here pointing the finger at you, because anytime you're pointing your finger at someone, you literally have four fingers pointing back at you. So once again, feel my love and appreciation for every single beautiful being of light who is watching this video now and potentially will be watching this video and catching the replay, but just understanding that there really is a better way. And I didn't know this either. So that's why I'm so passionate about sharing this knowledge with people, is that once you literally can change your lifestyle, you change what you're putting into your body, you change what you're focusing on, because consciousness has a big thing to do with it, because literally our minds are that powerful. So I'm just here to empower and, share this wisdom and this knowledge that I've attained throughout my journey so far, to empower you guys to see that potentially there is a better way. So maybe, just for the whole rest of the time that you're watching this video, maybe you choose to, get rid of some of your beliefs that you've been hanging on to. And if you have, potential, just ideas of how you think things are supposed to be. And some people, unfortunately, they really believe their doctor is like God. So it's like, oh, well, my doctor said, and I would like to just inform you that most doctors, unfortunately, only have between like 4 and 6 hours of nutritional education. So they, unfortunately, were brought up with a system of symptom-based treatment. So they don't know a whole lot. Bless their hearts, right? But they just don't know a whole lot about how you literally can treat the body with real whole food, and how you can literally change your lifestyle. You can cleanse your body with real whole food and natural things to get your health back on track. That it doesn't literally take, you being on medication. And so, like I said, that is how our medical system works, right? So they're taught to write a prescription for something. God love them. They're doing the best that they can. But guys, that's not the freaking answer. Like if you have something going on with you, like figure out whatever it is that's actually going on and get to the root of the problem, and let's correct what that is. And last night, I actually did a live Facebook video about hindered digestion that was really awesome. Most people, unfortunately, are struggling with hindered digestion. That's like one of the number one things that you require, making sure that your digestion is optimal, because that is obviously how you get your nutrition. And it has so much to do with the health of the body. So if you choose, check out that video. I'll be sure and post it in the comments below this video after I get done. And I'm actually going to be adding more stuff during this video that's going to follow up to that video that I did last night. So lots of information for you guys today for sure. And once again, I'm just asking you to please or cancel. I am encouraging you to please take off the limits, like take off the blinders, take off and take away maybe what you've been taught in the past, and realize that there is other ways to heal your body. And that if you're having, shitty thoughts and you're eating a crappy diet with processed foods and things like that, and you don't feel well, and then you're on a whole bunch of medications, like literally that is just a toxic shitstorm, straight up. So that's just kind of the reality of it all. And so many people are challenged with that. So many people are experiencing that. And, my heart goes out to them, and I'm here to spread the good news. So, also too, a quick disclaimer is that I am not a medical doctor. So if you have anything going on, chances are you require talking with your doctor. Nothing that I say or share is meant to diagnose, treat, prevent, or cure any kind of dis-ease in the body. So I just require saying that disclaimer like here, up front to make sure and just remind you guys that everything I share is literally for educational purposes. But do I believe that you can get off medications? Yes, I do. Do I believe you can heal your body with real whole food? Yes, I do. Do I believe that you can feel amazing no matter how old or how young you are? Yes, I do. So this is what I promote. This is what I've been through, right? This is the experiences and stuff that I've had in my life and how I've transformed my life and my health. So obviously I'm going to be very, very passionate about it. So if you have any questions or comments, please feel free that at any time you can always send me like a private Facebook message. Maybe you don't feel comfortable like typing stuff in right here or whatever, and that's fine. But you can send me a private Facebook message. And if you've never heard me talk about something, that's okay. Chances are I know about it. Trust me, this literally is my passion and it's been my lifestyle since the end of 2012. And it's just something that I know so much about because I love it so much. So I'm here to support you. I'm here to root you on. I'm here to remind you and empower you that you literally can change your life. You can get off medications. You can feel like a freaking rock star. Like I'm 36 years young. I feel better now than I've ever felt in my entire life. Seriously. So even like when I was a teenager, like you can literally get back your energy levels, your clarity, like everything. You can literally transform your life. So once again, today, we're talking about the dangers of drinking soda. Okay. Once again, it is literally the accepted form of poisoning humans, okay? Seriously, think about it. Like it's accepted. Like everyone drinks it. You have all these commercials. You have Coca-Cola. You have Pepsi. You have all that. Of course, it's all about the money, guys. Like do some research if you don't believe it. It's all about the money. And so it's like all these big corporations. I even shared a video. I think that's Woody Harrelson in the video. But I shared a video on my timeline yesterday of, I'm choosing to remember, it's Woody Harrelson. And he's basically bringing all these truth bombs to light as well. Because, God love him. And it's amazing that he's an actor and he's speaking out on this because sometimes it takes, someone like an actor to convince like your everyday person. But if you really stop and you think about it and you think about all these big corporations and like all the money and the government and the big pharma and the FDA, seriously, like one of my coaches calls the FDA the fraud and what does he call it? The Fraud and Deception Association. Yeah. I mean, I couldn't agree more, to be honest with you. Like all the propaganda, the fear mongering, everything with the media, like all the big companies and the stuff in the grocery stores. Like that's not real whole food, okay? What real whole food is something that does not contain a label. So I shared this in my video last night. Like no farmer is going to go pick squash out of his garden and read the label because it doesn't come with a label. Real whole food is your ingredients, okay? So you're not required to be buying stuff that's packaged. And I have people sometimes like, I've been reading the labels. I'm looking at the nutrition facts. I'm like, like honestly, that's not the answer. So if you're eating real whole food, you're paying attention to your thoughts, you're taking care of yourself, you're drinking enough water, you're optimistic about your life, different things like that, you literally can transform your health. And that is exactly what I do for people. So, hey, what's up, Veronica? She says, you still got it, girl. I appreciate you, beauty. You're so sweet. Crystal Lynn, oh, doggy is so cute. Yeah, her name's Tilly. She is a little stinker. She is like a little over 1 year old. Hey, what's up, Liz? How are you, beauty? Thanks for tuning in. And Joyce says, hey, Mandy, send you support my lovely. I appreciate you, beauty. Thank you so much. Yeah, so feel my love and appreciation for everyone who's on the live video right now. I know it's like in the middle of the day, but I was choosing to share this information with you guys because I have plans tonight with my mom. But yeah, if you feel called to do so and this video resonates, please share this on your timeline, guys. I would really appreciate it. So let me enlighten you on this. Did you know that the average American drinks more than 53 gallons of carbonated soft drinks a year? 53 gallons, literally think of like a gallon jug, 53 gallons of soft drinks per year. And it's more than any other beverage. Okay. And they were talking about like milk and coffee and tea and juice and things like that. So literally they drink more soda, average Americans, than any other beverage, okay? 53 gallons a year. That's pretty shocking if you ask me. So go ahead and do me a favor, comment below, give me some thumbs up and some hearts if potentially you're drinking soda or you know someone close to you who's drinking soda, your kid's drinking soda, etc. Just give me some feedback. Like you don't have to, give all the details. And once again, there's no judgment. Feel my love and appreciation for you. I can love you exactly where you're at. I'm here to motivate and empower you. I'm not here to like judge and criticize, right? So I used to drink soda back in the days before I learned all this stuff that I know now. Like it's not necessarily abnormal for people to drink soda. And guess what? That shit tastes good, right? Doesn't it? It tastes good. So we can admit that it does taste good. And the reason it tastes so good is because it has a ton of sugar in it. So just one like 12-ounce can of soda actually has 39 grams of sugar. That's a lot of sugar. Not to mention it's the white refined sugar. So it's not like good for you. It's also high in high fructose corn syrup. So most, unfortunately, corn is GMO. So they're making the corn syrup from the GMO corn. If you don't know about GMOs, that's basically genetically modified organisms where they're literally splicing the genes of the corn, and they're actually integrating the genes of different insects into it to make it where if it's a GMO corn or a crop, that when other insects or something eat it, then it literally explodes their stomach. So it's really strange how they're doing that. They're doing so many different things, genetically. That's one of the ways they're doing it. They also spray Roundup, which is glyphosate. Roundup was introduced into our food supply about, I think it was like 16 or 17 years ago. And that's honestly when we really had basically when we had a rise of like all kinds of health challenges here in the United States of America. So it's really, really unfortunate and sad. And yeah, I just trust like once again that this information will serve you guys, because I'm here to drop the truth bombs. I'm not here to worry about being accepted by people and if people love me or not or whatever. Like, that's not what this is about, because sometimes people probably watch my videos and maybe they get a little bit upset about the information that I'm sharing. But what it really has to do with is that I'm here to support you, and I'm here to show you that, that there is a better way. And a lot of times people are just completely unaware of this information. So, also too, did you guys have a clue that you literally can use like soda to clean off rust? And have you ever experienced, because I remember back in my teenage days, you have your battery in your car and maybe you need a jump because your car won't start. And, so you have the jumper cables and you're hooking them onto the battery, but like the connection's not very good. So you literally can take a can of soda and you can pour it on there and you can literally clean like the rust and all the crusted stuff, like from the little connection right there. Like, think about that. There's actually too, like I've seen videos where you can use like soda to clean like your toilets and different stuff like that. So literally it is poison. It is freaking chemicals, and it has a bunch of sugar in it. And so it tastes good. And of course it has caffeine. So that's why people are addicted to it. Like, people are honestly addicted. So, I just wanted to make sure I stated that thing specifically about cleaning rust and cleaning the battery connection on your battery in your car and stuff like that. And if you don't believe me, then go get something that's rusty. Go get like a rusty nail or something and pour some Coke on it, or, drop the rusty nail or screw into like a can of, or into like a little cup or something that you have with soda in it, and literally see how it will clean it off completely. So unfortunately, guys, soda has been linked to pretty much everything as far as our health challenges here in the United States of America, well, really just in the whole world, but it really is linked to, and it leads to diabetes, metabolic syndrome, of course, cancer. I mean, there's just so many things, depression, anxiety, migraines, like there's just so many things. There's really just not one thing that it wouldn't lead to, and not necessarily everyone with those specific health challenges are drinking soda. But once again, if you do have a diet that consists of soda and you're drinking soda on a regular basis, like, please stop. Like, consider stopping. And I'm going to share with you a little bit more information about it. And then also towards the end of the video, I'm going to show you some different things and recommendations that you can do to potentially wean yourself off of the soda. Nydia says, could we know the secrets to your beautiful hair next? That's so cute. I appreciate you, sister. Thank you so much. So, once again, okay, if you think about a can of soda, it is literally acidic. Did you know that the pH in a can of soda is 2.5? Like, that is very, very acidic. It's actually 10,000 more times acidic than distilled water. So, the components that make up the soda is actually, or, carbonated beverages, is actually phosphoric acid and carbonic acid. Okay. Both of those are obviously very acidic. They literally have the word acid in them. So both of those are horrible for the kidneys and the liver, and even your delicate lining of your intestinal tract. If you could pour soda on something and get rust off, do you think that would be good to be inside of your body? Also, too, think about this. I've shared this with people before. This is pretty cool. So if you think about like the skin inside your gums here, like inside your mouth, like how delicate that little skin is, that is literally the same type of skin that is inside of your body, meaning your stomach, your intestinal tract, your digestive system, and everything. So have you ever like had an ulcer in your mouth because like you drank soda or you had something that was very acidic? Have you ever like got an ulcer or something in your gums? So think about that, and then think about how you're drinking that down and it's going into your system. Like, that's sort of just mind-blowing. And I grew up drinking soda, so I'm not sitting here saying that I've never had a soda in my life, because that would be very inaccurate. But with all the knowledge and information and stuff that I know now, I do not drink soda. And anybody that I know that drinks soda, or even if I'm seeing someone drinking soda, like I'm going to be saying something about it. That's just how I roll. So once again, it has a very, very low pH. It's very, very acidic. And this is pretty cool too to share with you guys. It actually takes 32 glasses of water at a pH of 7.0, which is actually neutral, to neutralize just one glass of soda. So if you're drinking soda, you literally would have to drink 32 glasses of water to neutralize the acidity of that soda. So that just kind of helps you put it into perspective a little bit more. It's like how many, glasses, 32 ounces or 32 glasses of water, like how many ounces of water would that necessarily be to counteract just consuming one glass of soda, okay? And that's actually a study that was done. I got all this information out of my book from my advanced food healing certification. So that's actually a study that was done that proved that it takes that much in order to buffer the acids from it. And some people say, well, what about diet soda? Like I'm drinking diet soda because I think it's a little bit better for them because potentially it doesn't have, the sugar and it's, sweetened with artificial sweeteners and maybe it has less calories. That we have those people out there that count calories. And honestly, guys, it's worse for you than just a regular soda. Okay. And I'm not commending either, whether it's regular or it's diet, by no means, but it's actually worse for you. And the reason is because it has artificial sweeteners in it, and artificial sweeteners are highly, highly addictive. They're also neurotoxins, meaning they literally kill your brain cells. They are toxic to your brain. Also, like if someone says, well, what about it's sweetened with, Splenda? Well, Splenda is one molecule away from being chlorine. So how interesting is that? And when you are drinking something like that, it spikes your insulin levels. It causes your body to store more body fat versus burning your body fat for fuel or for energy. So there's so many reasons why it's just not healthy for us. And if your excuse is, oh, well, it's diet, well, guess what? It's even worse for you that it's diet. So I don't recommend it at all, even if it's sweetened with Splenda. Like I said, we have these big companies that are out there and they're doing all this stuff to like market to people and the whole propaganda and everything else. And it really just freaking chaps my hide. Seriously, it does, especially like during Super Bowl and stuff like that. And, Christmas, you see the Santa Claus and the Coca-Cola, and, they do that on purpose to appeal to people, for people to literally buy their products. So I just don't agree with it. Christina says no soda since March of 2016. That's phenomenal, sister. Yay. That's great. I acknowledge your commitment for sure. So, there's just nothing about soda that's good. It's phosphoric acid. It's carbonic acid. It has loads of sugar. There's almost like 3 tablespoons of sugar in just one 12-ounce can, 39 grams of sugar if you're a gram counter. I choose to know about the calories. It doesn't matter. I don't count calories. When you eat real whole food, you don't have to count calories. Like I always say, when in nature do you ever see a gorilla or a rabbit or a giraffe or an elephant? Like, when do you ever see them counting calories? They don't. They eat what nature intended for them to eat, just like us human beings. We should be eating the foods that God intended for us to eat, not something that's processed, devoid, devitalized, dead, that's in a package, that's sitting on a shelf until someone decides to come along and purchase that. You put that stuff into your body with all the chemicals and additives and everything else. Like, what is that doing? It's literally, it's a chemical shitstorm. I like to say that word. Okay. So also too, your blood must be a 7.4 on the pH scale, or else you will die. Some people know that, some people don't know about that. But honestly, guys, we have something in our body where we're either alkaline, we're acidic, and we actually require being at 7.4, which is actually a little bit more than neutral. Okay, neutral would be 7.0. So our blood actually requires being about 7.4, or else you will die. So then you might say, well, what about people that drink soda then? Like, why aren't they dead? Let me tell you what happens. Boom! Bingo, truth bomb. This is where I'm about to drop the load on y'all because this is exactly what goes on. There's so much more behind the scenes that's occurring, right? So the body is so intelligent, and the body is always seeking to be in homeostasis, meaning to be in balance, okay? And like I said, the blood requires being at 7.4 pH level, or you're going to die. So since the body's always seeking homeostasis, what it does is our body actually leaches the calcium out of our bones and out of our teeth in order to buffer the acids. Boom! If you didn't know that, now you know. So imagine how soda drinkers Imagine how that is linked to osteoporosis. Everybody's heard about osteoporosis. Oh my gosh, take your calcium as you get older, et cetera, especially if you're a woman, blah, blah, blah. What it really boils down to is you have a body that is overly acidic. Therefore, your body, because it is so intelligent and it is choosing to keep you alive, your body is actually leaching the calcium out of your beautiful teethers and your bones in order to buffer the acid. So if you have a very acidic diet and you're drinking tons of soda, even coffee is acidic, of course, alcohol is acidic, but if you have a very overly acidic body, then you can only imagine how your body is literally requiring to leach the calcium from your bones, from your teeth, and how that's literally going to break down your bones and how it's literally going to break down your teeth, right? So I wrote down on here, osteoporosis. Yeah, what that does is when your body's overly acidic, okay, your body actually activates your parathyroid, which causes your parathyroid to produce something called PTH when the blood calcium level gets too low. And the reason it gets low is because your body is acidic, okay? So when your body's overly acidic, the PTH will trigger the release of calcium from your bones and from your teeth. So most people think it's because of lack of calcium in their diet. So they're taking a whole bunch of calcium supplements and things like that. But what it really has to do with is your body's overly acidic. So of course, this video, we're actually talking about soda, but even if you're not a soda drinker, you literally can still have a very acidic body, especially with your diet. If you're eating processed foods, like I said already, I don't have to say it again, but we all know what processed foods are. If it's not a real whole food, if it has a label on it, chances are it's processed food. Okay. So it has to do with the balance of your body. Once again, your body's always going to be working to maintain homeostasis. So whether you're acidic, whether you're alkaline or whatever, your body's going to have to do that or else you're going to croak, right? So therefore it's going to start pulling the very valuable calcium that we require to have very strong bones and very strong joints and very strong teeth. We require having that calcium for our body, right? To be optimally healthy. So also, I want to follow up from my video last night because there was a lot of stuff I touched on, but there's a couple things I didn't touch on. So the video literally is about hindered digestion. That is like the number one thing that almost every single person I've ever known has suffered with, or potentially they are suffering with it. And it's very, very common in America today. So hindered digestion, like some different symptoms of that, because maybe you're like, oh, that's not me. Some different symptoms of that literally would be bloating, gas, constipation, diarrhea. You're just not digesting your food well. You are literally seeing undigested food particles in your stool, in the toilet. There's so many different things. Like there just is. Like I could go on for days, but let me just tell you this much. If when you eat your food, it's not a pleasant experience and there's something going on with you and you're not pooping like about 35 to 45 minutes to maybe even an hour after you eat your food, that right there too is a sign of hindered digestion. We are no different than like a little baby or a pet. Okay. When you think about your dog eats its food and then you let the dog outside to go to the bathroom. When you feed the baby or the baby breastfeeds, etc., then, however long later the baby is pooping in the diaper and it's time to change the diaper. We are no different. It does not matter how old you are. Like I said, I'm 36 years young and I did have challenges with depression. I did have challenges with depression. Obviously, I took antidepressants, but I had challenges with constipation in the past and growing up, and it really wasn't abnormal because it was like all my friends too, they had it, right? So it was like, I choose to know, but I really have never met a single female that has not had challenges with constipation. And in fact, there are a lot of people that come onto my programs or that I do the one-on-one coaching with, and they are literally experiencing constipation, but they don't know that that's considered constipation. Like they think it's normal maybe to only go to the bathroom like once every few days or once a day. Like, I go once a day first thing in the morning, or sometimes people say I go once a day, like middle of the day. And I'm like, yeah, but you're consuming food more often than just that one time. So we require, because when we eat, our body has something called peristalsis, which is actually the muscle contractions of our intestinal tract that pushes the food through there. So then it goes into your large intestine and literally you're going to be eliminating stored fecal matter based on the fact that you just ate because it stimulates the peristalsis, right? So constipation is like, honestly, constipation, hindered digestion, all this is like one of the number one things that leads to a very, very acidic body. It's called autointoxication, which means you have the fecal matter sitting there in your colon for however long it's going to sit there. And your body is literally going to continue to reabsorb the toxins from that fecal matter that should have been released from your body already by now. But your body is literally like reabsorbing those toxins, and then it's in your bloodstream and you're literally feeding your cells with dirty blood. So could you imagine how you would be very acidic if you had challenges with constipation. And most people that are on prescription drugs, toxic pharmaceutical medications, one of the biggest side effects of putting that shit into your body and all those chemicals and stuff literally is constipation. I have not ever heard of one person who has been on medication that are not having any side effects from it at all. And honestly, guys, hindered digestion is one of the biggest things, and one of the biggest contributing factors would be like prescription medications, over-the-counter medications, your lifestyle, your diet, what you're putting into your body, processed foods, so many different things. Also, too, stress can have a big factor in that. So if you're really, really stressed out, chances are you're not going to have the best digestion. I touched on that a lot in the video that I did last night, where I talked about the sympathetic nervous system and literally how most people are in the fight or flight. So they're eating their food. They're not chewing, their food properly. They're not breathing while they're eating. Maybe they're slunched over at their desk. Maybe they're in a rush. They could potentially be in the car, driving between meetings. Who knows what it is? They might be standing up eating. Like, we require getting back to the basics and literally sitting down at the table, taking some deep breaths, looking at our food, thinking about the food. That actually causes us to salivate, which is like the first process of digestion, literally when you put the food into your mouth, because as you're chewing it, you actually will start releasing enzymes and stuff there in your mouth that will start preparing the food, breaking down the food, and getting it ready, obviously, to go into your stomach, where obviously more digestion occurs. So check out that video that I did last night. I'm going to put it in the comments here below. So once again, hindered digestion is a big deal. If your digestive tract's not functioning properly, how can you function properly? How can you eat your food, poop your food? How can you get your nutrients from your food if you have hindered digestion? And it's so common today. And I suffered from it from I don't know how many years. Even after I got off antidepressants, I still had hindered digestion. I still, took a whole bunch of digestive enzymes and pancreatic enzymes and hydrochloric acid. Like, I did all of that stuff to try to remedy the problem. But you know what that is? That is still symptom-based treatment, even when you're just using supplements, even if it's not toxic drugs, that's, pharmaceutical written by the doctor, etc. You are still not getting to the root of the problem. We require getting to the root of what's going on. We require cleaning out our colon, making sure that our liver and our gallbladders are functioning properly, so that when we eat our food, and if we're in the right state of mind, if we're calm, if we're chewing our food, like all those things. So there's a lot of factors that are involved here. But if you're doing everything properly and you're still having hindered digestion, that's not the answer to just start putting a whole bunch of pills and stuff into your body. The answer is figure out what's going on that's causing it, and then fix the root of that problem. So, like, apple cider vinegar, there's a lot of spices. There's something called, bitter herbs and things that you can use, digestive bitters. There's stuff that you can use that's all natural, that's better than, taking like some kind of pill form. Even like papaya and pineapple, they have natural enzymes in them too that will help break down undigested protein and kind of clean out your digestive tract. So I do this for people. I support them with protocols with Real Whole Food to turn their life around, turn their health around, get off of medications and to thrive and to feel amazing. So feel my love and appreciation for everybody that's on here. I start going off the chain when I do these videos. My mom's like, you need to slow down. She's like, you talk too fast. She said, people can't keep up. And I said, well, like, I think really fast. So if I don't talk fast and I don't get it out, it's hard for me to say it slowly. It really is a challenge, because if I'm thinking so hard about what I'm about to say because I'm trying to slow it down, then it throws me off. So I just trust that you guys are able to follow. And if you require, please just go back and watch the replay of this video, because I get very excited, emotionally, because I'm so passionate about it. So it is a beautiful thing. So just feel my appreciation for everybody. I really enjoy what I do. So I trust that this info is valuable for you guys, and it's supporting you somehow. The other thing, too, I want to talk about, too, as far as hindered digestion, it has to do with an imbalanced microbiome. I touched on this last night in the video, but our microbiome is basically our good bacteria and our bad bacteria in our gut. And most people are unaware, but we are actually more bacteria than we are human cells. And it's pretty cool. Like, we're made up more of bacteria than we literally are human cells. And like 80% of our immune system is housed here in our intestinal tract, here in our gut. So that has to do with the very delicate level of the microbiome. And once again, making sure it's nice and balanced, that you do not have an overproduction of the bad bacteria, that you have enough of like the good bacteria, and that there's a nice balance there, because that's what keeps you healthy. That's what keeps your immune system strong. So, think about this too. you had a process, let's say a bag of Doritos, and you open up the bag of Doritos and you put them out on your kitchen counter. I promise you in like 2 months, 3, 4, 5 months, they're still going to be there and they're still going to look exactly the same. So that's because of all the chemicals and the preservatives and all the artificial stuff that is actually in whatever the hell a Dorito is, right? I'm being funny, but seriously. So if it can sit there and like mold or bacteria or, fungus and things like that wouldn't even grow on the processed food, then can you imagine that you are putting that stuff into your body, and if something wouldn't like on the outside, if it wouldn't even be eaten because it's sitting out there on the counter, then how are you feeding your good guys in your gut? Because once again, that's your bacteria, whatever's going on there in your gut. Some people do have fungus and parasites and mold and things like that, but we do have something called probiotics, which is the good bacteria of our gut, and they require being fed. So some of the ways you can actually feed your good bacteria in your gut, first of all, is eating real whole food, diversifying your diet. Fermented foods is great. Things like onions and garlic and stuff like that are actually prebiotics. Artichokes, Jerusalem artichokes specifically. But these things will feed your good gut bacteria so that they can thrive. Okay? So imagine if you have a diet of highly processed foods. Maybe you're drinking alcohol and coffee and all that kind of stuff, and you're literally assaulting your gut lining, and you're killing off your good bugs or your good bacteria. Like, how would you be healthy? How would you be healthy if that's what your lifestyle consisted of? Once again, we require really paying close attention to what we're putting into our bodies. So if it's sitting out on the counter and like mold and fungus and stuff like that wouldn't even eat it, I'm sure some of you guys have probably even seen like memes where people have taken like hamburgers from McDonald's and Wendy's and places like that, and they've literally taken a picture, they wrote the date on it, and then they take a picture like 2 or 3 years later, and it literally still looks the same. The pictures are almost identical because it's highly processed food, and once again, it has like the preservatives and the chemicals and all the different things in it to preserve the food, but it is not necessarily preserving you, my friend. So if it's not even going to grow mold on it, out there sitting like that, then imagine what all that's doing to your body. So the other thing too was leaky gut. I choose to remember if I touched on this last night on the video or not, but we have a very delicate lining of our gut or our intestinal tract. And, stress is one of the biggest factors, but it is so easy to assault the gut or the intestinal lining, especially when you're living a lifestyle like most people are with highly processed foods, taking a lot of medications, drinking a lot of alcohol, drinking a lot of coffee. All these different things can literally lead to leaky gut. And if you don't know what leaky gut is, then, do yourself a favor and do some research. But basically what it is we have little small cells that make up our gut lining. Okay. So if you think about them like really small little blocks, like being in a row, but what starts to happen is when you start assaulting your body or, your gut lining, obviously too, I was mentioning that stress is a big factor, but those little bitty tight junctions that are supposed to fit so close together like that, they literally start to separate. So then you have a little gap in there. And even when you are eating really clean, whole food and things like that, the particles from your food, so undigested food particles, literally will escape in between those little bitty gaps, and they will go into your bloodstream, and your body does not recognize it. So essentially your body will have something like an allergic reaction, and that is actually what inflammation is. And they're doing studies and stuff now that are linking, they are proving that inflammation in the body, obviously in our gut, that's where it all stems from, but that is actually directly linked to depression and anxiety and any kind of stuff going on mentally, bipolar, autism, like there's even so much more that goes on with autism, but there's so many things, ADHD. If your kids have ADHD, the answer is not to put them on Ritalin or Adderall or whatever. The answer is to look at their lifestyle, look at what they're eating. What are you giving your children to eat? Are they drinking poisonous soda pop? Are they taking, probiotics? What's their gut like? Do they have candida overgrowth? Do they have parasites? Do they have fungus? Whatever. So I talked about this a little bit last night too, and I wanted to share a little bit more on that, is that a lot of people have heard of candida. A lot of people think that everything is rooted in candida. Let's blame it all on candida. Let me tell you what candida is. Candida is actually a very naturally occurring bacteria in our digestive tract. Even in pets, it's not a bad thing, right? So it's a natural occurring bacteria that we have in our digestive tract. But what happens is when your body gets out of balance, potentially, stress, your diet, your lifestyle, etc., that candida can turn into fungus, and it can literally become a fungal infection. So if you have like, what is that fungal thing on the toe? I choose to remember the name. Someone posted about it a while back. But if you have like toenail fungus, even like yeast infections have a lot to do with candida and what's going on in your gut. But you know, stuff with the scalp, like psoriasis, eczema, all these different things, it literally is related to what's going on in your gut. So candida and even parasites like worms and stuff like that are actually there to clean up your gut simply because of your lifestyle. So if you have undigested food particles and things like that there, you have mucoid plaque, which develops on the intestinal lining when you have a very bad diet. Almost everybody here in the United States of America has mucoid plaque. I've had it. I've done cleansing. I have videos of it. I have pictures of it. It's literally, it looks like tar and it stinks and it's disgusting, and it will come out of your body when you do the proper things to cleanse your body of it. So what happens is we develop that mucoid plaque. It develops a very thick layer around the lining of our intestinal tract. So if you can imagine that maybe your intestinal tract, let's just be easy on it. Like, I'm going to make it simple. If your intestinal tract should be this big, but because you have mucoid plaque, it's literally gotten down to like this big. Imagine, how is food going to move through there? Like, how is your waste going to actually move through there to go into your colon to then obviously exit the body? It's not going to move through there very well. And that is a perfect environment for candida and parasites and worms and things like that, because it's disgusting, but it's true. They actually harbor in that. They build their little nest, they lay eggs, and it's the real deal, and it happens. And I've had parasites. I've had worms, parasites. I've had a candida overgrowth where it was more fungal related. I've cleansed my colon. I've seen mucoid plaque, all kinds of cool stuff, right? But all the stuff that I've been through has put me at the point that I'm at right now, that I literally can be as passionate as I am to share these amazing truth bombs with beautiful beings like you, and also to support you guys, right? Because this is what I do. And sometimes I look back and I'm like, man, I wish I'd have known all this stuff like 3 or 4 or 5 years ago when I was going through so much of this and I didn't have anybody that understood it or was able to support me as clearly as like I understand it, and that I'm able to support other people. You know, I'm sure there are other people out there that do it, but I wasn't able to find them, okay? Because what I found was people that would assist me, but I never had anyone really support me in getting to the 100% root of it all. It was literally an accumulation of all the things that I've learned in all areas, including consciousness, which consciousness is king. I will talk about that till the ends of the earth, because it is so true. Like, our minds are so powerful. But now, because of what I've been through, I've literally been able to put together all of the bits and pieces from everything in every area and all the stuff that I've learned to literally develop the programs that I have and to coach people and support them. And I love it. And I am so blessed to support others. So we're going to talk now about, what are your solutions for this? First of all, stop drinking soda if you drink soda. And we're going to talk in a second about some things that you can drink other than soda that would potentially, satisfy like those sugar cravings. But first of all, let me just tell you, change your diet. If you're not eating real whole food, if your food couldn't go bad, then you shouldn't be eating it. If your food has a label, then you shouldn't be eating it. You know, like I said last night on my video, there are exceptions. You know, I promote like the organic berries from Walmart, you know, the strawberries, the berries, the organic berries. Obviously, yes, those are in a package and those are okay. But I'm talking about like the processed crap, like the crackers and the cookies, and I mean, I can't even think of them because I don't eat them. But you know what I mean? Like stuff that has a label on it, or stuff that's in a box, like shit that can sit on a freaking shelf until the consumer comes along 3 or 4 months later to like grab it and then take it home and eat it. So change your diet, okay? Clean your gut and fix your digestion. Once again, there's so many components of that. It's not like a straight thing that I can tell you. But what I can tell you is if you have hindered digestion, then that right there requires being fixed. You require addressing that and fixing that in order to turn your health around. And once you do get your health turned around and you clean your gut and you fix your digestion, then eat the right foods and stay on that path, okay? Don't go back to your old lifestyle. So many people, they think, oh, I'm just going to do a cleanse, or I'm just going to do that. And then they think that they can then go back to their old lifestyle, their old ways of like eating fast food and junk food and processed foods and drinking the alcohol and the slushies and the sodas and the Cokes and the cookies and the coffees and all that. They think that it's okay if they go back to that lifestyle. It's not. And I can be honest with you that, I mean, we do require some sort of a fair balance. So if 99.9% of the time you're seriously on track, and then that 0.01% of the time you're deciding you're going to have like an ice cream sundae, it's not the end of the world. Okay. So I'm not going to be that person that's going to sit here and be like so critical about it. But at the same time, because I do know so much about nutrition, it is really hard for me to tell people like, yeah, go have a cheat meal, because I don't even like to say the word cheat anyway. So sometimes I'll call it like a reward meal, but it's so hard for me, like people on my program, for me to give them permission to go have like a piece of pizza, because that is toxic junk. So, you know, you can make your own pizza at home with cauliflower crust, and you can use like vegan cheese, and you can. Anyway, point is there's alternatives to do so, but I'm never going to be the person that's going to be like, yeah, it's okay, you know, to go have that, because I know so much about nutrition, and it's really hard for me to promote something that I know would technically be poisoning someone's body. So, you know, clean your gut, fix your digestion, change your lifestyle, make it a lifestyle. It's not a freaking diet. I get so sick of that. Like, everyone thinks that it's just about a diet and it's about like calories in versus calories out. It's not a freaking diet. It's an actual lifestyle. And once you can change your lifestyle, you will thrive in every area of your life. And honestly, the weight loss will be a healthy side effect. Like, you will naturally be lean. You will be strong. You will feel amazing naturally. You won't have to try to do anything. You won't have to like bombard yourself, you know, with all this excessive exercise and all these different things. It literally will be natural because you are eating the things that you are designed to eat. So, this is the other thing I want to point out too. So sometimes when people potentially start my program and like they start eating like fruit, or they start putting like the real whole foods into their body, they sometimes will experience challenges because they are detoxing. So when we start giving our body the green light to detox because we switched over to eating real whole foods, which is what we're designed to eat, the fat cells actually open up and they release the toxins into the bloodstream. Because what fat cells are, and the reason that you have body fat anyway, is literally to buffer the acids in your body so that the acids don't burn a hole through you. So a fat cell literally encapsulates the toxins. So maybe that makes a little bit more sense to you when you think about it like that, that you're not just overweight, but your level of toxicity is probably very, very high, and you require changing your lifestyle, doing certain things to support your body and detoxing and cleansing and getting rid of the toxins in your body for you to be optimally healthy and to be at an optimal weight. So I will also post below in the comments after I finish this video, I'll post the link to my other video where I talk about non-toxic product recommendations, as well as the one, like I said, that I did last night about hindered digestion. And then I choose to know, I have like another one, another video that talks about supporting your body and releasing toxins. Because most of the time, what we have going on today is we have a health crisis in the United States of America and really in the world. And it has to do with the fact that people's bodies are overly toxic, and they're literally taking in more toxins than they're releasing. So if you can imagine, like the level of what your body can actually handle. And I was explaining this to someone the other day. If you think about like a bucket, and you fill the bucket up with water, but you keep pouring more water into the bucket's going to overflow essentially. And that's what's going on. It's a lot of imbalances occurring in the body, and your body requires you to eliminate these toxins and to also pay attention to your lifestyle and what you're putting into your body. With your diet is number one, what you're putting into your body, with your food and your water. And then also too, your thoughts. Your thoughts have a lot to do with that as well. So, like I said, most people will cancel. Sometimes when people start my program, they have, detox reactions, detox symptoms. They're not feeling very good. And of course, I explain this to them and why that's occurring. And also too, if you have hindered digestion and you're eating a lot of fruit, then sometimes we have something that can occur that's called fermentation. So it literally sits there in your digestive tract and it ferments. We all know what that means when something ferments, right? So that also too will lead to having like digestive distress with gas and things like that. And also, if you have very weak digestion, potentially because you have very low hydrochloric acid in your stomach, potentially your gallbladder is congested, so you're not producing the bile that's required to break down and digest your food. Maybe your liver's congested as well. Even your kidneys cannot be functioning at 100%. Which is really important for us to eliminate the acids and the toxins in our body. Then, it's really hard to break down things like meat and things like grains and things like beans. So people literally start developing what they would call like food intolerances, or even potentially not necessarily food allergies, because the allergy is completely different. An allergy is when you literally have like, your throat's closing up and you probably require like an EpiPen or something like that. But a food intolerance or a food sensitivity means that when you eat that particular food, you potentially have some symptoms. So maybe you get a rash, maybe you get a headache, maybe you get whatever. But in other words, your body is expressing to you that it's not agreeing with that. So At some point, there was a time in my life when I could not eat beans anymore. There was a point in my life where I couldn't eat like sweet potatoes because I was having challenges with sweet potatoes. What are some other ones? Grains. Like, I mean, I used to eat a lot of brown rice back when I used to compete and all that, but then I got to a point where I literally could not even tolerate grains. So if you have a lot of food sensitivities, that's also a big red flag, a big red sign, a big indication that you require getting your digestion under control. You require getting to the root of the problem. More than likely, you have a very congested gallbladder and a very challenged and congested liver because of the overburdens of the toxins that are in your body and that you're continuing to, put into your body. And so, processed foods, fast foods, things like that, they are full of horrible, bad fats that literally congest our lymphatic system as well as our circulatory system, and they put a lot of stress on our heart. So, when you're eating processed foods, it's not just about once again, it's not just about like calories in versus calories out, or like I'm going to eat this and then I'm going to go work out a whole lot. We're talking about health here. We're talking about your internal body. And I mentioned this in the video last night. I'm trusting you guys are going to check it out. But the lymphatic system is actually the sewer system of the body. And we have our circulatory system, which is our blood, right? And then we have our heart that actually is a muscle and it beats to like pump the blood through our body. But we don't have anything like that for the lymphatic system. And that's why movement and exercise and things like that are so critical, that we are getting movement in daily, because that's actually how we move the lymph in our body. And the lymph is what is responsible for detoxifying our body, as well as like the digestive tract. We have a lot of lymph in our digestive tract. So the digestive tract is really, really important in terms of detoxification. So just imagine if you had hindered digestion, can you imagine what that's going to do to your lymphatic system? And if you have congested lymph, imagine what that does to your digestive system, like back and forth, either way you look at it. What the effects of your hindered digestion have on your lymphatic system, which is our sewer system of the body, which is critical to have it operating efficiently so that you're able to detoxify, as well as if you had congested lymphatics because you don't exercise, you're sedentary, you don't do anything to support your body and in moving your lymph, then that's obviously going to cause a lot of challenges too with your digestion, because we have lymph actually in our digestive tract. So I trust that makes some sense for you guys. So the reason I'm really pointing that out is that if you have really hindered digestion, you're going to have challenges breaking down stuff like meat, especially, and, certain things like beans and grains and stuff like that as well. So that also can be like an indication that something bigger is occurring, because when you just start eliminating that stuff out of your diet, because it is hard to digest things, you're only treating it by, you're basically treating it symptomatically by removing those things, but you're not getting to the root of the problem. You're not fixing what is really going on. Okay. So let me just tell you, the solution is going to be for, as far as drinking soda, is to wean yourself off soda. Okay. Because it does contain caffeine. And a lot of times, unfortunately, people are addicted to caffeine, meaning that they literally require the caffeine to get going and to feel good. And if they don't have the caffeine, they actually have a headache. So they will start experiencing withdrawal symptoms because of it. So when people start my program, if they basically are addicted to caffeine, on my program, there's no caffeine. I don't do caffeine. I stopped drinking caffeine like at the end of 2012. So if you're on my program, or if you've ever done my program, you know that no caffeine is going to be a part of that. And the ways that you can wean yourself off caffeine, because I want to share this love with everybody. This brand right here is called Traditional Medicinals, and it is a very highly, highly reputable company that I recommend as far as their teas. And this is what it looks like. It's Traditional Medicinals. Of course, it's organic, non-GMO. This is peppermint, so of course it's decaf. But if you just get yourself some decaffeinated or canceled to wean off of the soda, you would actually get the Traditional Medicinals green tea in the caffeinated one. Obviously, I don't have any because I don't drink it, but I do have this peppermint one. But you would get the green tea, which contains caffeine, because they also have decaf green tea. But you would literally use those green tea bags. You would have these tea bags. You would make your own tea, and you would use the green tea to wean yourself off of caffeine. So basically, you would stop soda, you would stop drinking coffee or whatever else you're consuming, and you would start drinking the green tea that you make on your own at home, and you would literally wean yourself maybe 7 days, maybe 10 days, maybe 15 days, whatever that looks like for you, however long that takes you to wean down off of the caffeine. But maybe you start with like a cup of green tea, and then the next day you do just a tad bit less and a tad bit less, and you wean yourself off slowly to prevent yourself from having negative withdrawals and negative symptoms, because no one wants to go through that, and it's just not good for you. Like, no one wants to go through that. But if you're ballsy and you want to quit cold turkey, then go for it. I mean, I've done a lot of stuff in my life that was very ballsy, and it may not have been super pleasant, but I did it anyway. So, but that is one way for anybody who's addicted to caffeine that you could potentially wean yourself off of the caffeine. Just get you some green tea bags, make your own green tea, and then every single day, just slowly start weaning down a little bit and a little bit more. That is honestly one of the best ways. Also, I want to talk about, I just said this a second ago. I don't like to just keep repeating myself, but most of the people that are loving soda pop, it has to do with the fact that there's so much sugar in the soda, and then also, of course, the caffeine. So, to replace the fact that you're choosing to have something sweet, there's different things that you can have that are actually very helpful for your body. So one of the first ones I'm going to talk about is coconut water. Coconut water is like so hydrating for the body. It is so good for you. It has a lot of benefits. So this is the brand that I recommend. It's called Harmless Harvest. I've seen this at Walmart. They also have it at Sam's. Most grocery stores have it. It is a little bit more expensive, but this is a very reputable brand of coconut water. Because unfortunately, guys, just like everything else, you have those companies out there that their products are not very good. So you think that you're doing good by purchasing them because maybe they're a little bit cheaper, et cetera, et cetera. But in all actuality, they are not. And unfortunately, some of the coconut waters too, they found that some of them have like agave nectar and different things added into them to actually like sweeten them. And the agave nectar could potentially even be like high fructose corn syrup, et cetera, et cetera. So when I find stuff that I like, obviously I choose to share with you guys and promote it because I don't want to just talk about something and then you just, blindly are going out to purchase whatever. So once again, Harmless Harvest is the coconut water. And this is phenomenal. Obviously, yeah, it's high in sugar, but it's real sugar. It's sugar from the coconut. So if you have weight loss challenges, just remember it's not always about what you're putting into your body. It has more to do with the fact that you have hindered digestion and with the foods and stuff that you're eating. So don't be scared of having stuff, like coconut water. Don't be scared of having that. Okay, another one too, you guys have heard me talk before on some of my other videos about pomegranate juice and how amazing pomegranate is for us, especially like for our heart, for atherosclerosis and for congested, atherosclerosis, right? That is, sorry, I'm just getting distracted. I have all these animals around here. That is what leads to heart attacks. So it's basically plaque that builds up on the arterial wall of your blood vessels. So pomegranates are amazing for that. And this is actually a palm mango juice. I haven't tried it. It's brand new. I haven't even opened it yet. But it's a 100% juice blend. And this is a very reputable company. So pomegranate juice, pomegranate mango juice, pomegranate cherry juice, and they even have like pomegranate blueberry juice. So this would be a good alternative if you're just choosing to have something sweet and you're addicted to soda, for sure realizing that more than likely it's because you're addicted to the sugar. And something like this would be a great way to replace that and then, start weaning yourself off of the soda pop. Okay. And then you hear me talk about these too is the Suya. I'm showing you guys stuff that you can go out and purchase because it's really easy. I mean, I have a juicer and I juice and I do things like that, but not everybody has a juicer. Not everybody has time to juice and not everybody is committed to doing the juicing. So Suya is a very reputable brand, reputable company. Of course, it's organic, non-GMO. This is the Uber Greens. It is 99% juice, super phenomenal for your health. So putting more of the good stuff into your body will actually support you in not desiring the bad stuff because you will start feeling good and literally your taste buds and stuff will start to change. You will start getting healthier and all that other stuff, it just won't be appealing to you anymore. So this is the Suya. And this once again is the Uber Greens. They have quite a bit. This is the Mango Magic. Holy cow, this one is the bomb. I love the Mango Magic. It's delicious. It is actually 100% juice. And one more that I have over here. This one's only 84% juice because it has some water in it. It even tells you on the front it has water. But this one's the Berry Goodness. These things are super freaking delicious and amazing. And these would be great like for your kids. So if your kids are potentially like drinking soda or Gatorade, just stuff that's not healthy for them, then get some of these or make your own fresh squeezed juice. Like get you a little juicer and make your own juice. But pay attention. If you're buying fruit juice and stuff at the store, look at the ingredients. Like most of that fruit juice has high fructose corn syrup. So you buy your children juice thinking that you're doing good for them, but you're literally poisoning them. So it's always important to look at the ingredients. That's why I show like this Suya juice. It really is the ingredients that are listed on the bottle and it's organic, it's non-GMO, etc. So Monique says, where do you get that? Yeah, Monique, so you can get it at Walmart, you can get it at H-E-B, and you can also get it at Kroger. And of course, anyone who lives near like a Whole Foods or a Sprouts or natural grocers and stuff like that, I'm sure they have it. I have never seen it at Village Foods. I've never seen it at Brad's Natural Foods. They do have a lot of great stuff. They just don't particularly have the suya juice. And I choose to know if they have the coconut water. I just usually buy it at Walmart or at Sam's. So I actually did a video too, like a couple weekends ago on a Saturday, where my mom and I had went to Sam's, and I showed, like, I got a 4-pack of the Harmless Harvest coconut water, and you save a baby like $6 or so when you buy it like that. And then also I got a big box of the Suya greens. So it had 4 of the Uber greens and 4 of the Mighty greens. So literally you're getting 8 bottles of, you know, the juice that I just showed you in a box. And there too, I choose to remember exactly how much you save. Maybe it's $4 or $5. Either way, you can save some money if you purchase those there. So, yeah, I mean, I'm just trusting that you guys, oh yeah, well, one other thing too is herbal tea, like decaf herbal tea. Like you saw, I had that peppermint there. So, you know, if you're just choosing to have something with a little bit of flavor because you get tired of drinking plain water, you can do herbal tea as well. Also too, like, you can do infused waters with fruits. So you can use like any kind of berries and cucumbers, mints, basil. There's so many things that you can do to flavor up your water, make it taste better. But definitely it is important that you get enough water into your body daily, because that will support your body as well in detoxifying. So, once again, I just trust this information has supported you guys. I'm getting ready to get off this video. So if you have any questions, feel free to comment below right now. Whether you're watching the live video or you're catching the replay, when you comment on this video, I will get a notification so I can get back in touch with you. Also, if you choose, send me a private Facebook message. If you have some personal stuff going on, health challenges, etc., and you're not wanting to post here on the video, that's fine. Just send me a message. Let's talk about it. And if you have challenges with sugar cravings and you're trying to turn your nutrition around, you're trying to change your lifestyle, go to my website. I put it on the link above this video, www.mandyfonville.com. I have something there that's called Kick the Sugar Cravings. It is a free guide that I created that will support you in kicking sugar cravings, and it also has some very cool recipes that when I am like choosing to have something sweet, you know, or feeling like a craving for something, these are some of the recipes that I use. So the Kick the Sugar Cravings on my website. Also, of course, I have a 3-day reset program, and it's great for anybody who is coming from a diet where they are living, you know, the lifestyle of eating the standard American diet, SAD, S-A-D. So if you're potentially that person, but you're looking to make some changes and you're choosing to, you know, change your lifestyle, change your nutrition, check that out. It's called the 3-day reset. It has a meal plan, a shopping list, recipe guides, etc. But that is also on my website. And I also have, of course, my infamous 21-day transformation challenge. This year, I'm calling it Get Fit and Lean for 2017. So that's on my website, and it's amazing. It's phenomenal. Like, you can see all the information right there about the program, as well as some before and after pictures of some of my amazing beauties who have done my program. And that one actually comes with a fitness app that you download to your phone that has video demonstrations of the exercises, as well as you will be able to have a spot in my VIP Facebook group for everybody who's on my program. And of course, you'll get support from me as well. So check out that. Check out my website. And also too, above this video, I put a link to my, it's like a free group. So it's called the 4-Day Emotional Detox Challenge, because we literally require detoxing ourselves emotionally, because guys, we actually break down energetically and emotionally before we break down physically. So sometimes if you are challenged with certain things, with symptoms or health challenges, in particular, it could honestly be rooted in your emotional body. So that 4-Day Emotional Detox Challenge group, I created that. It's for females only, and it is a free group. And I've had 2 challenges so far. So there's quite a bit of videos, and there's information in there to support you, some different assignments that can support you in really digging deep, right? To let that shit go. Y'all know my motto. But dig deep, figure out what's going on in there that's causing you potentially to like live a certain kind of lifestyle, to self-sabotage, to have self-destructive behavior, you know, to not want to become the best version of yourself. Like, there might be something going on in there, and potentially the information in the 4-Day Emotional Detox Challenge group can support you with that. So if you're interested, just go above this video, click that link once you're finished watching the video, and I'll approve your membership. Okay. And it's pretty awesome. So check that out. And then, guys, feel free to share this video. If this information has resonated with you, please do me a favor. Share this video to your timeline so that other people, that your Facebook friends, can see this video and get this very valuable information. And also make sure that you're signed up for my live notifications. So somewhere on here in the comments, I'm pretty sure there's a button that you can push that says something about notifications. But basically what that means is that when I go live, you will get a notification on Facebook knowing that I'm on live, and you can join me. I trust that you will. And also, if you're here in the Bryan College Station area, because I am. Obviously, I was in Florida for 3 months, but I'm back here in BCS right now. I'm just choosing to follow my inspiration, right, on what I'm doing next. But I'm here right now hanging out with my mama, and this Saturday there's actually a holistic co-op or a holistic fair here in Bryan-College Station. I'm super excited about that. It is actually at the Brazos Center. Most people know where the Brazos Center is. Off of Briarcrest, and it's from 10 to 7. So I'm trusting I'll see some of you guys there at the co-op, and I'm going to also share the information about the event in the comments below on this video once I get off of here so you guys can get the info about it. And yeah, if you're choosing to learn a little bit more about like living a holistic lifestyle and some of the different things, they have people there that have booths and stuff set up. People are going to be speaking about products and different things, and I'm super excited to go and check it out. I'll probably actually do a live Facebook video too for you guys while I'm there, just to show y'all some of the cool stuff that they got going on. But I'm really excited that Bryan-College Station is putting on or hosting something, of this nature. And once again, I just trust that I'll see some of you guys there. I think it'll be really cool, to connect with some of you if maybe I have never met you actually in person. So feel my love and appreciation for all of you guys. Once again, there's never any judgment. Everything that I'm sharing is just meant to be, wisdom and knowledge and enlighten you guys to support you and empower you in transforming your life and changing your lifestyle. So if you have any questions or comments, feel free to post them below this video. Also, you can reach out to me via private Facebook Messenger at any time, and just keep being awesome. Keep shining your light. Keep being amazing, because you were created for a divine purpose. You're here for a reason, and there's not another single person on this planet that is exactly like you. So, choose to really just take off your mask, be authentic, shine your light brightly, and show up fully in the world and do whatever it is that you're here and that you're called to do. Like, follow your inspiration, follow your passion, follow your heart. So, feel my love and appreciation. Sending all you guys lots of love and light, and I'll be posting all that stuff in the comments below like I had mentioned. So I will chat with all you guys soon. Have an amazing Thursday. Bye, guys. Bye.